Do you ever wonder what happens when history takes a turn so strange it feels like fiction? America's story is full of presidents, wars, and inventions, but hidden deep within its past lies a tale so bizarre, so unbelievable, that it blurs the line between myth and reality. It's the story of a monkey and a girl, and how together, in ways no one expected, they shook society, science, and even the law. Our journey begins in the late 19th century, when America was a nation obsessed with progress. Railroads stretched across the continent, electricity was transforming cities, and circuses were capturing the imagination of small towns. Among the performers, exotic animals were star attractions: lions, elephants, and yes, monkeys. They weren't just entertainment. They were symbols of man's conquest over nature. But sometimes nature had a way of fighting back. In 1897, newspapers across the United States carried a sensational story. A young girl in a small southern town was found wandering the woods, not with family or friends, but with a monkey by her side. Locals claimed she had been missing for weeks, and when discovered, the monkey clung to her as if they were inseparable. Some whispered she had been raised by the creature. Others believed it was just circus leftovers gone astray. But the truth was stranger than both. The girl, only 12 years old, had been fascinated by a traveling circus that passed through her town. She followed its parade of animals until she stumbled upon one of the performers, a capuchin monkey. Small but clever, trained for tricks. The circus moved on, but the monkey stayed behind, either abandoned or escaped. When the girl disappeared soon after, people feared the worst. Instead, she was living in the forest, surviving with the monkey's help. Witnesses swore they saw the animal gather food for her, protect her from snakes, even warn her of strangers. When the pair was finally caught and brought back, the spectacle drew crowds. Scientists, ministers, and showmen debated what it meant. Was the monkey proof that humans and animals could form bonds beyond imagination? Or was it, as some preachers claimed, evidence of a dangerous slide toward savagery? The girl herself remained mostly silent, speaking only a few words, but she clung to the monkey's hand as if letting go meant losing a piece of her soul. Soon, the story escalated into something bigger. In an era when Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was still hotly contested, newspapers turned the girl and the monkey into living symbols. To some, they were evidence of evolution and action, proof of man's kinship with animals. To others, it was scandal, blasphemy, an embarrassment to America's moral values. Suddenly, this small-town mystery had become a national debate. But the tale took a darker turn. A wealthy showman offered to buy the monkey and the girl's rights to exhibit them in his traveling show. The family, overwhelmed by attention and struggling financially, agreed. And so, for a time, the girl and her monkey were paraded across America as a living curiosity. The wild child and her ape posters declared. People paid to stare, whisper, and argue. Was she feral? Was he human-like? The spectacle blurred lines between science, entertainment, and exploitation. Historians suggest that their story faded as quickly as it rose, but not before leaving ripples. Laws about child protection were being debated at the time, and this case was cited as an example of how easily children could be exploited in the name of science or profit. Meanwhile, psychologists and anthropologists used the story as a cautionary tale, fueling decades of research into childhood development, environment, and what truly makes us human. As for the girl and the monkey, records grow hazy. Some accounts say the monkey died on tour, and the girl was placed in an orphanage where she never fully adjusted to normal life. Others claim she vanished again, disappearing into the woods she once called home. The truth remains uncertain. Perhaps that's why the legend survives, because this wasn't just the tale of a monkey and a girl. It was a mirror held up to America itself, a young nation wrestling with science, faith, and morality. A country caught between the old world of superstition and the new world of reason. And in the middle of it all, two unlikely companions who reminded everyone that sometimes the strangest stories are the ones that reveal the most about who we are. So the next time you walk through a zoo, see a circus poster, or hear debates about science and faith, remember the forgotten tale of the monkey and the girl? Story not of kings or presidents, but of innocence, controversy, and a bond that blurred the line between nature and humanity. Because history isn't just written in battles and books, it's also hidden in the wild, waiting for someone to rediscover it.